Impact Wrestling No Surrender is taking place this Saturday, that's February the 19th on Impact Plus. And Impact Wrestling has been on an absolute tear in 2022. And if you're watching this video, there's probably a good chance you're watching Impact 2 and you already know that. But if you're checking out this video and thinking, is Impact Wrestling for me? You need to make sure you watch this show on Saturday, because Impact, like I say, has had a wave of momentum in 2022 and they've carried it on superbly. Great storytelling, great storylines, some great matches also, and of course the Forbidden Door is forever in use in Impact Wrestling. We've got the likes of Ring of Honor involved with this, with perhaps the Honor No More stuff going on. We've had Jonathan Gresham being there, Ian Riccoboni, of course, the announcer. We've also had the likes of New Japan Pro Wrestling with Bullet Club. We've had Jay White. So there's lots of reasons to be invested and to be excited about this show. And you've probably seen a lot of the matches on this card already coming up on your screen, so plenty of reasons to be excited. I'm going to give my predictions for you now, but first off, welcome to SCW here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave in the comments in the comment section with your predictions for the show this Saturday night. Please like and share the video as well. Let's dive into the main show then, shall we? And I cannot wait any longer to talk about it. It is Honor No More taking on Team Impact. Of course, Impact 20 years of Impact actually representing them. We've got Eddie Edwards, we've got Chris Sabin, Rich Swann, Rhino and Steve Maclin. Of course, it was originally Josh Alexander. Of course, now has been sent home for the time being. Of course, those in the know will know that his actual contract has expired. I'm hoping that that will be renewed at some point further down the line. But Steve Maclin is in position. There was a thought at one point it could be Jonathan Gresham, the Ring of Honor World Champion, but of course he was taken out backstage. That will come more into narrative as I go into my prediction here. But we're taking on Honor No More, and representing them is a Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Kenny King, Vincent and PCO, and they'll be of course all accompanied by Maria as well to ringside. Now for me personally, looking at this, Honor No More can stick around if they win this match. If they lose, they have to leave Impact for good. There's no real telling here if these guys are just sticking around until Ring of Honor actually makes a return with the Supercard show in April, or if they have actually signed with Impact Wrestling, if they actually can stick around forever at this point. And that would be quite an interesting strategy going in. And what I really like as well is the story being played out with Honor No More being on the same page. The idea is Team Impact on the same page. Since losing Josh in amongst everything, and like we said with Jonathan Gresham as well, the accusation was made that it was the Honor No More guys that actually took him out of action. They put the accusation on Steve Maclin. Of course, there was an issue with Steve Maclin when he had a match with Jonathan Gresham a number of weeks before. That was actually interrupted with Honor No More as well. So there's a lot of dissension in the ranks of will Team Impact be on the same page? And to give my answer for this, Steve Maclin for me is going to be a team player. I think they can trust him. My question is it someone else in the team really that actually is someone that should be looked out for that isn't a part of Team Impact? Maybe there's a mole in amongst the ranks that's helped Honor No More get into the building all these occasions to make this impact that they've made, and pun is intended there. What if it was Mr. Impact himself, Eddie Edwards? Because let's be fair here, I haven't seen Eddie Edwards mix it up too much here with the Honor No More guys. I don't know about you, I've seen a lot of beatdowns done to a lot of the stars that are part of this team, not seen it so much with Eddie Edwards. So what if there's a defection here in amongst this and Eddie Edwards is actually the leader here? And let's not forget, Eddie Edwards is a former Ring of Honor World Champion as well, so the fact he can have Honor No More, the fact as well, Honor could be taken out of Impact as well. Mr. Impact leading the charge with this group could be quite fun and fascinating TV. And to be honest, really, whatever plays out here, because that's just a fun little prediction that may or may not happen, one thing is for sure, I'm not ready for Honor No More to leave at this point. Even if this drags out for another few weeks and then they have to leave forever, for me, this show is one show too soon to get rid of them. Ring of Honor doesn't return till April. Their contracts are meant to be done. I would hope they are signed with Impact Wrestling, because I think all of them could thrive in amongst. There's such a great talent pool that Impact would assign there to bring all these guys in. For me personally, I'm going to go for Honor No More to pick up the victory, and I'm excited to see how it's going to play out, because I think there could be a special little twist in this match, and that's why I say keep an eye out for Eddie Edwards. It's a fun little prediction, but I think there's a small potential that something like this could actually happen. Next, we've got the Digital Media Championship. The rematch clause is in place because we've got the brand new champion Matt Cardona taking on the former champion Jordynne. Now, of course, you remember when Matt Cardona won the championship here, he actually he cheated to win. He was not Matt Cardona that we've been used to seeing in Impact Wrestling. It's been more like the GCW version, the reinvention of Matt Cardona that we've seen over the last number of months in other promotions when he's turned up. This is a Matt Cardona I want to see on my screen. I'm really happy that we've had this, changing character, it seems, in recent times in Impact, because this character for me is main event worthy. He could really push himself up the ladder and up the card, and for him, this in the meantime is his way of being a world champion. And he's right, he arguably created this form of championship. We wouldn't get the vlogs, the selfies, all this sort of stuff, all the stuff that Matt Cardona did 10 years ago, 11 years ago now, in fact. Other superstars, they did it after he did it. He was the first one to be innovative and do the Internet Championship back in the day. So for him, this is his championship. It is right, he is holding it, and I love the character change that we're getting along with it. Jordynne Grace knows what she's walking into this time, but I don't expect the result to be any different. In fact, I want to see something that defines Matt Cardona as a heel going forward in Impact Wrestling. And if we do get that, and Matt Cardona can get the momentum that we've seen him do in other promotions, I would not be surprised if before the end of 2022, Matt Cardona at one point will be your Impact World Champion. Next, let's talk about the Impact World Tag Team Championship, and a first time ever match this one, the Good Brothers against the G.O.D, the Gorillas of Destiny. This is a dream match. This is something I have been wanting to see for many years, and we're getting to see here in Impact Wrestling at No Surrender, the Forbidden Door being used at its finest. Of course, we've got the current Bullet Club against arguably OG Bullet Club here as well. For me, looking at this match, really, the Good Brothers, for me, the tag team titles reign for them has been uninteresting for a long time now. I've just been not invested whatsoever, but to see this match, I'm hooked right in. And I must admit, looking this time last year, the Good Brothers took on Finn Juice from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I felt to myself at that point, there's no way another team from another promotion are going to come in and take those tag team titles. And it happened. Finn Juice did win those belts. I believe that was at Sacrifice last year. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But looking at this time round and seeing how things are, personally for me, I think it'd be an ingenious move for G.O.D to win those Impact Tag Team titles if Impact have the opportunity to make the trade. Like I say, Good Brothers, where do they go next if they win this match? For me as well, if I'm not mistaken, New Japan Pro Wrestling as well is now on Access TV, going on after Impact as well. So to have this little relationship going on for the time being makes a lot of sense. So for me, I'm going to predict that the G.O.D are actually going to do it as well. And I think it'd be cool to see them as Impact Tag Team Champions. So just see that reign, how it would play out, what it would mean for the tag team division going forward. And of course, it's Bullet Club for life. So yeah, I'm going to go for the present of Bullet Club to pick up the victory here. And just the last little nugget just before we leave you and go on to the next match. What's the situation with the Good Brothers contract in Impact Wrestling? Because, of course, they signed, 18 months ago? If it's a 2-year deal, their deal's coming up soon, so it would be time to pave the way if they were not going to re-sign with the promotion. Now, I hope they do stick around with Impact, but they have spent time on AEW, so they may want to try something different. I don't know. But what I would say is we're getting this match here, we're getting it now, and I think the right move is to go with G.O.D. Let's keep things at Bullet Club, shall we? Then let's talk about the leader of Bullet Club, Jay White, the Switchblade, taking on the leader of Violent by Design, Eric Young, next for us now. Of course, we had the factions take on each other this past week on Impact TV. For me, it's going to be the same result. Jay White picking up the win here. Jay White's on a different level, in my personal opinion. Eric Young, he's an Impact legend. He's been there through multiple years of his career, but from star power perspective here, you've got Bullet Club in the house. You've got Jay White there. For me personally, Jay White has to win at all costs. I think any other result would just be quite damaging. It would be great for Eric Young, don't be wrong. It would be great for Violent by Design, but if you're going to have people like Bullet Club come in through the Forbidden Door, it's kind of that thing of where they need to be treated well. So for me, Jay White's picking up the win here. We've got one more member of Bullet Club to talk about, Chris Bay, and he's in a 4-way to determine the #1 contender for the X Division Championship. In there with him will be Ace Austin, Jake Something, and Mike Bailey. Really looking forward to this match. 4 incredible talents in one ring. For me, Mike Bailey has been a standout since joining Impact Wrestling. I could see him picking up the win here and being thrown into the X Division Championship scene. Personally though, I think any of these guys winning would be fine to see against Trey Miguel. I would love to see any of those matches. Arguably, we've probably seen Ace Austin and Trey Miguel face off a few times before, so maybe it's good to see somebody different in that role. But to give a prediction, I'll go for Mike Bailey. Next, let's talk about two monsters colliding. We've got Jonah against Black Taurus. For me, I'm looking forward to this one. I think this could be an underrated match on the card here, but it's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, this one. Jonah is picking up the win. Next, let's talk about Deonna Purrazzo's open challenge for either the Ring of Honor Women's World title or the AAA Reina's title. I'm really enjoying this open challenge that Deonna Purrazzo's doing. She did it recently, and Santana Garrett answered the challenge to get involved there. Here, we could see someone come through the forbidden door once again. We could see free agents come in. There's certainly lots of possibilities here. For me, the one I really want to see is Taya Valkyrie going for the AAA Reina's title. Just to see Taya Valkyrie against Deonna Purrazzo would be an epic match to see. Of course, there is the likes of Ember Moon. That's also a free agent as well. That would be really cool to see as well. But for me, I wonder if it's too soon to see some of those names at this point. But Impact is a company that keeps on giving at the minute, so I wouldn't be surprised to see anything at this personal point. Toni Storm is another one I want, but her 90-day compete clause is not up yet with WWE, despite being granted a release. I believe it was around December time, so we've probably got another month or so away before that match could happen. To give a prediction of where I think it will go, I'm going to look at the Women of Honor, perhaps one of the former world champions there. Sumi Sakai is going to be my prediction. I think that would be a fun participant to come in, and I think that would be a fun match to see as well. And then we'll give a good excuse for Ian Riccoboni to be at ringside as well, to be calling the action there for the RH Women's World title. And I believe that's a match we've not seen before either. So yeah, Sumi Sakai is going to be my prediction of who I think it will be for the Open Challenge. But of course, Deonna Purrazzo is going to be the one retaining whoever faces her this Saturday. We move on to the Knockouts Championship then. The champion Mickie James taking on Tasha Steelz with Savannah Evans. Of course, Tasha Steelz winning Ultimate X at Hard to Kill, giving her this opportunity. And Tasha Steelz, for me, I thought was going to be picking up the win for the entire month. I really felt the momentum has been on her side. It feels like now she's becoming one of the top stars in the Knockouts division. But she picked up a victory this past week over the champion in a tag team match, of course, with Savannah Evans part of her team, and it was Mickie James and Chelsea Green that were, of course, in the opposing side, and James took the pinfall. And of course, the other interesting note is that Chelsea Green has been lurking around this entire storyline. Tasha Steelz picked up victories over her, Mickie James picked up a victory as well. So the question is going to be, is Chelsea Green going to be involved this Saturday? Perhaps maybe originally to look to even the odds here, take Savannah Evans out of the match. And then comes the question, does she accidentally cost Mickie James the match, or does she help the babyface retain her championship? I've got a funny feeling that Mickie James is going to retain her championship. That's what I think will happen on this night, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Chelsea Green then turning heel on Mickie James, just like Matt Cardona's doing, and then we can see them being two champions in Impact in the coming months. So I don't think Chelsea Green, obviously, she's not going to win the title on Saturday, but I think she could be positioning herself to become the next Knockouts champion, whether it's maybe at Sacrifice next month, or it could even be at Rebellion in April. But one thing is for sure, to give a prediction here, I thought Tasha Steelz for the entire time, but after Impact Wrestling this past Thursday, I'm going to go for Mickie James to retain our Knockouts Championship. Last match on the main show then, of course, it is the Impact World Championship. Two friends, or let's say it was a friendship of convenience at one point to get themselves to the top, now bitter rivals. Of course, we're talking the Impact World Champion Moose against W. Morrissey, and this one has got physical. They've been fighting through hotels. W. Morrissey's been fighting through a lot of the locker room to get to Moose. Moose, of course, got himself quite a one-upsmanship a couple of weeks ago on Impact TV, wrapping a steel chair around W. Morrissey's neck and then actually attacking him with another steel chair. There were some brutal spots, by the way, looking at that. But of course, the contract signing was this past Thursday on Impact. Moose signed the dotted line and saying, look, W. Morrissey is another person going to have to be sent home, just like Josh Alexander. And of course, just as he was walking up the ramp, W. Morrissey made his appearance and then chokeslammed Moose off the stage through a table before signing the contract here. So everything's set nicely, set in stone here for Saturday. These are going to be two big men doing meaty things, bashing them around. It's the clash of the heavyweights, the clash of the titans. But one thing is for sure for me, Moose will be retaining the championship. I don't see him dropping it anytime soon. I still believe if Josh Alexander does re-sign with Impact Wrestling, that is going to be your main event of Rebellion. It'll be Moose against Josh Alexander, and I think that's when Moose will drop the championship. Until that point, I think Moose is constantly going to be retaining, and although I think this is a great challenger, I think that this match does feel like it could go either way on paper. I can't see anything else than Moose retain at this point, but I think this is going to be a physical, brutal match, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But without further ado, let's quickly touch on the pre-show matches we have here. Trey Miguel will be taking on John Skyler. Trey Miguel for me to pick up the victory there. And we've also got Tenille Dashwood with Madison Rayne and Caleb with a K taking on Havok, who will be with Rosemary. Will this play into storyline what's going on with Caleb with a K and of course the inspiration? They seem to be almost getting in Caleb's head at the moment, and could that cost Tenille Dashwood the match against Havok here? I expect that could be a factor on the pre-show, so I'm going to go for Havok to pick up the win. But that's everything for you then, and that's the main card, that's the pre-show matches as well for you. That's my predictions for No Surrender this Saturday. And what are your predictions? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video as well, I really do appreciate if you hit the thumb up button. If you subscribe to the channel, if you haven't already as well, to SCW, on the road now to trying to get our way to 2,000 subscribers. Just finally hit 1,500 now, so the road to 2K does begin here. And of course, watch time is the key in 2022 for SCW. Of course, want to get to the monetization, of course, for the channel would be really, really great. So if you can check out some other videos on the channel right now, then I really, really do appreciate it. Of course, if you're fans of WWE and AEW content involved with that as well, including from WWE Elimination Chamber predictions, is available on the channel for you right now in a live stream. That was a lot of fun to record, so do go and check out and let me know your predictions. Like I say, drop your predictions for this show though in the comments below. It really does help with the algorithms as well with YouTube. It helps spread the word of the channel. But that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good one. Enjoy No Surrender. More Impact videos will be on the way once again very, very shortly on the channel as we go towards now. We're on the road to Rebellion, of course, after all, as we're being reminded each and every week, one of the big pay-per-views of the year, and it's an exciting time to be an Impact fan. Really enjoying the product right now, so yeah, definitely looking to put more content on this channel with Impact at this present stage. But that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good one. I'll see you next time here on YouTube. Take care.